Hello, everyone. I'm sorry if you just heard "Who the fuck is that" from Tyler. I think he's keeping an eye on our transfer activity. But I think it's fair to say that "What the fuck is going on" is the title for tonight's show. I'm back, but what a show to be back on. I'll start by saying thank you to these guys for obviously holding the fort, and thank you to Callum, who's not with us tonight, for holding the fort while I've unfortunately not been able to come on. But as you can see, tonight is going to be a rant. Let's face it, because I'm absolutely fuming, to be fair. Nathan Jones out. I'm going to get it out of the way. If anyone thinks otherwise, you can leave now because I don't care. So, as you can see, tonight we're joined by Paul, Stephen Sid, Tyler, and we are joined by our guest fan, our lovely Kieron, down the bottom. Welcome to the Charlton Chronicles, Kieron. So I'll start with you. How are you feeling tonight, mate?
I am honestly just confused. I have to sit there and be quiet the whole game, or I get in trouble. So I can't take it out of the games. But I'm quite annoyed. I just don't understand what Nathan's trying to go for, what he's trying to set up here. It's like he's trying to move towards something, but he doesn't know where the fuck he's going. So he's just sort of in the dark about, oh, we should loan this person out, or we should buy this random Kenyan defender, you know? Like, what are we doing?
Who's Jaden Fevrier?
Yeah, this is exactly what I've just exact same reaction. Exactly what I've just seen here. But this is so baffling. This is mate.
He's not even a centre forward, is he? Centre half, sorry.
He's a winger, right wing back from Stockport. Like, what is the point in loaning that? Oh, whatever. I don't know. Well, this is going to be great.
This is going to be awesome.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, do you know what? Just join in tonight, rant with us, because I really don't frigging know what's going on. My boy is staying there till the end of the season because I'm literally fuming. So, Tanto, I love you, mate, and I'm going to miss you, but I know you're in good hands back at Stockport. Tyler, I'll come to you next. How are you feeling, mate?
Head's gone. I think a couple of them I knew was coming. I think all three departures tonight were predictable. The signings have just completely left me baffled. I don't know what the plan is. I don't know what's going on. It's not the player. I mean, I thought Connor Cody was going to come in, and I'm actually quite happy with that. I'm guessing that is still going to happen. But this is just completely throwing me off. I don't know what the game plan is now. I don't know what he's playing at, which I'm sure we'll discuss in more detail later on. But yeah, this has spun me up.
Yeah, I'm just looking up this Fevrier. I don't know what he is.
That's why I said my thing at the start. I was like, who is that? Because it weren't Connor Cody. I sat there like,
he's a winger.
I know. I don't get it. I don't understand it.
Oh, I just can't. I'm going to support someone else.
It's on loan to the end of the season as well.
Paul, how are you feeling? So we've basically replaced Robbie Acton, an experienced League One winger. You know, I'm pairing him up for August, and we bring in another winger from Stockport.
Yeah, well, I mean, Kieron, obviously, welcome, Kieron. Mentioned about being in the dark.
Because I can't hear you, and so it's, whatever you're saying.
Can you not hear me?
Can't hear
you. Can anyone else hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Well, yeah, I mean, Kieron talked about being in the dark, and I look like I'm in the dark. I should be in a darkened room after what happened on Saturday, and also what's been happening in the last 24 hours, basically. Because it's like, what
you're
is
all
this?
laughing. I can't hear what he's saying.
Well, yeah, I mean, you never really pay attention anyway, do you? Anyway, yeah. So no, but no, it's I mean, it's completely baffling, basically. I mean, it's just what is the plan? Was the question that's been asked at least once tonight already. Don't ask me. That's all I can say. Yeah, I mean, it's nuts, basically. Is Jonesy dicing with, like, sack? Does he want a big payoff? Because the way it's going, he's probably going to get it. But there we go. Yeah, so nuts. Completely nuts. Move on.
Has Paul finished? Because I can't hear him.
Yeah, he has, yeah.
Oh, good. Paul, can you go off and come back on? Because I can't hear you. And it's a bit awkward if the host can't hear you.
True, I won't take it personally. See you later.
Cheerio,
Steve-
cheerio, 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 cheerio.
We're like Charlton. We're all over the place. Stephen said, "I'll come to you next." This day is just laughable, isn't it? What is going on? How are you both doing?
We're doing well, thank you. Honestly, don't know what's happened because obviously, we've seen Rob Acton, and then we've seen Ash, and you're thinking, well, okay, Ash is, he's not getting that much experience right now. And it's just a case of he needs game time. So the offer might have come up and he's just taking it. Acton, I'm baffled by because he's just got what's it, like a player of the month in August, and then you send him out on loan. Doesn't really make sense all over an argument, I'm guessing. And then, who else we got? Oh, the new guy from Gateshead. His stats aren't great, so that's not good. And then you've got this new guy who no one's ever really heard of. It's just really confusing. And you've got Tanto, who was great, and then you just push him off to the side. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, we think we'll probably go through each player there that we've obviously mentioned. And Paul, can you hear me? Are you back?
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Hey.
you. And
There's
Steve,
something's gone right.
Hey, Steve, how are you feeling, mate? What a day to be a Charlton fan, eh?
It's been said before, baffled, totally baffled. I, for the life of me, can't believe that even though it potentially was coming, that we've got rid of Acton. Without doubt, the most creative and talented player in our squad. We saw him at the start of the season, the first month or so. Fantastic, looked like a player. Quite obviously had a fallout with the manager, Tanto. I really liked Tanto. I liked the fact that he was industrious. He worked hard. Tried to dig stuff out. I don't believe that he's gone. And as I say, in regards to the new guys, I don't know, where do we go from here? Paul's probably got a great point there. Is he trying to get the sack and get a payoff? Because he's certainly not endearing himself to the fans at the moment. And I've got a couple of guys that are quite neutral as my mates, and both of them have said tonight it might be about ready for Jones to call it a day. But yeah, I think it's turning a fan base this evening, isn't it?
Yeah, it's utterly bemusing. I'll say good evening to some people in the chat. We got a lot of comments in here to go through. So Robbie's in there. He said he's disappointed that Acton has gone out on loan. Sam has said, is he the only person who's completely lost on where we are currently going? No, I don't think you are, Sam, in all honesty. Sam has said no other goalkeeper has three. No other club has three goalkeepers. Now, bearing in mind, this guy has conceded ridiculous amounts of goals as well. Jack has said, just seen the news, joke. Zara said, evening, I don't understand why we buy players and then loan them out. We are wasting our money just to loan them. And then a new keeper, I just don't understand. Something that I'm a bit annoyed with, a comment that Rodwell made in his Tanto interview. So Jack has just mentioned it in the Rodwell interview. He said, Tanto going on loan frees the space in squad for us to bring in a player who can make an immediate impact. Well, maybe if you actually give Tanto some minutes, maybe he'll be able to make an impact rather than playing in 5 minutes here and 5 minutes there. He's probably mugged him off with that comment, which is just stupid. Matt has said, hi guys, still angry about Saturday and a mad day of transfers. CAFC Price has got it right. Evening all, Jones is a twat. I can think of better words. Charlie said, a much needed rant, hopefully. Good to see Ems back. Thank you, Charlie. Appreciate that. Chris has said, we get rid of a winger to bring in a winger. Paul, good evening, has said signings are mental. Good evening to James and Ian. Chisara has said Nathan Jones out. Charlie has said Jones is a lunatic. Matt has said we've loaned out Robbie Acton and have replaced him with Stockport County winger, wing-back Jaden Fevrier, who brings back Tanto on loan. Still waiting on Connor Cody. Charlie said, I'm convinced Jones throws a pack of cards up and says sign that player. Mark is the comment of the night. Evening, my fucking head is on Mars. That Fevrier has scored 2 all season, no assist. What in the Roland du Châtelet is this transfer window? Rodwell is a mug.
Charlotte.
Sarah, I'm not getting a new scarf. Tanto is staying there. Chris has said, if Apter and Tanto aren't championship players, then how is this Stockport guy ready for this level? Yeah, so Tyler, I'll probably start with you. Kieron, we'll do a little segment with you, but I will ask for your opinions as well. Tyler, what do you make of this, Dad? I mean, let's talk about Robbie Acton first of all. You know,
Yeah.
If you look at stats, he's the player in the squad who's created the most dangerous, chances for us with 4.
Yeah.
And he goes out on loan. What in God's name is going on?
It's a joke. It's a joke. It's the biggest mystery. I think I've said it all season. It's the biggest mystery of the season, to be honest. I think when we first signed him, I think we kind of knew how Jones would use him. And I had slight worries about that because we know he isn't a wing back. He's a natural winger. But he adapted to that position seamlessly. He linked up really well with Sonny Carey. He was sticking balls in the box, cutting in on that left. He was being the creative outlet that we thought he was going to be. And he won August Player of the Month. James Bree comes in, starts against Sheffield United, which I guess we didn't really mind because we thought, all right, a bit of a natural defender against a good side. That kind of makes sense. And then obviously we didn't expect Bree to become the reincarnation of Alexander-Arnold and start so well as he did. And then Apter just couldn't get back in the team. And then it was the lack of minutes he got after that, which was just baffling. And it was just, I still can't work out why. I mean, I know he allegedly threw a tantrum after he got subbed off against Millwall and against Hull, which is understandable because obviously you want to stay on the pitch, then you. But it's the fact that, it's very clear that that's what's happened. And the fact that Jones hasn't let that go. And I think I was saying it on my show recently. If you're not with Jones, you're against him, and if he doesn't like you, he'll make that very clear. And I just don't understand. I don't get it. Like as you say, he's created the most big chances. Why is he not getting in this team, especially with the poor form that we're on right now, especially against Millwall when we made changes to play? We changed to a 4-4-2. That was the prime chance to bring him on to change something and bring something into a game. I don't understand it. And then this now with Jaden Fevrier coming in, it just makes no sense why we're loaning him out and signing a League One player to replace him, but we'll discuss him a bit later. But yeah, Apter, I feel so bad for him. I feel so bad for him. And the senior management team have thrown him under the bus. Jones has thrown him under the bus. Bolton have got a stupidly good attack now. They got him and Corey Blackett-Taylor, which is an absolute joke of a winger combination in League One. But I just hope Apter goes to Bolton. He smashes it in his natural position, comes back to us, whether Jones is the manager or not next year. And in what league we're in, I don't know, but hopefully he comes back to us and we actually use him, because the fact that we haven't used him is criminal, to be honest. He deserves so much better. And yeah, if it was my decision, to be quite honest with you, it'd be TC at Bolton right now, not Apter. He'd be staying here and he'd be getting a better run in the team. Joke. I feel so bad for him. Yeah, and bear in mind they've also got Mason Burstow as well. Yeah, at Bolton. So they're not doing too sad, and they're third place at the moment. I think we'll be going down and they'll be coming up. In all honesty, the way it's going at the moment. And yeah, I get every bit of what you've just said there. The fact that Tyrese Campbell is still here and Rob Acton isn't absolutely boils my piss, in all honesty. I know Paul's going to probably stick up for TC a bit here, but Paul, I'll talk to you about someone who we both genuinely like, me probably more so than you, is our man Tanto Afolayan. Now,
yeah,
I spoke to Russ a few weeks ago when the rumours were coming round about Tanto potentially going back to Stockport, and you know, Russ is from the Scarf Begora War podcast at Stockport, and he was absolutely buzzing that he might come back, you know, and I've seen the reaction from their fans tonight. They're absolutely, literally ecstatic that he's gone back there. What has gone wrong for him at Charlton?
Again, it's back to
Is anyone else?
Yeah, is that just me?
It sounds like a robot, isn't it?
No, Paul, you might need to come off and go.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, but you sounded like a demented robot.
No, that's probably that's normal then. Yeah, basically, sorry, my connection's actually a bit weird.
Oh, we can hear you now.
Yeah. Sorry about that. No, I mean it's like what Tyler alluded to. It's sort of muddled thinking, really. It's like, what's the point? It's like Apton's not played for. I mean, we've had ample chance to play both Tanto and Rob, and it's like, what's he say? Yeah, well, just don't know about the punk. Just do the daft. But let's take the best one to do the daft impression is obviously the manager. I'm sure he's after the Cardiff job, but anyway. But yeah, it's like, has Tanto had a good go? How many minutes has Tanto had in the last, say, 5 games? How many minutes has Rob had in the last 5 games? As Tyler said, the second half on Saturday would have been ideal for Rob, even say 15, 20 minutes. Get him up and down the wing, get a few crosses in. Because what did we offer? Was there any potency at all from us on Saturday? Nothing. So why not? Why not just put him on for 15 minutes? Just say, go on, lad, up you go, up and down the wing, do what you do. Starman running down the right as the song goes. But yeah, nothing. So they're all weak. But no, it's just, and then we bring in like Jaden Fevrier. What are we gaining? It's just ludicrous, really. And then Connor Cody. I mean, you'd think a guy with 10 England caps, quite recently played a lot of Championship and Premier League football, would be a great asset. But when you ask Leicester and Wrexham fans, it's exactly the opposite. It's like I think it was one Wrexham fan yesterday said, "Can we make sure there's a clause in his contract that he plays us, that he plays Wrexham, sort of thing." So you can tell what they think about. You can tell what they think about him. With respect, I mean, he's 33 next month. I mean, he's not played he's not kicked a ball for us in anger, so perhaps I should hold back. But you sort of worry when fans are saying that unbidden. They're just saying, good luck to you and all that. My Leicester mate saying 100% he's over the hill. Don't touch with a barge pole. But there we go. So and you think, well, and that's our recruitment. It's just a Stockport reject with respect, a Leicester reject. Or Wrexham reject, and it's like, what is this? I'm behind the times with the keeper, so I didn't see we had a keeper coming. But it's like, well, so Asher's got to Dundee United, sorry. So what have we actually gained then? A keeper that's conceded quite a few goals in relatively short space of time. What is this? Is it the case that Jonesy's saying, "Oh, sorry, I don't care now. Whatever. I'm going to Cardiff at the end of the season, so if I can get a payoff, it's nice." But in all seriousness, I just don't understand. What you want to see is a clear recruitment. They're talking about recruitment strategy, pathway, whatever corporate wheeze jargon you want to talk about. Well, I just don't see that, particularly in this window. It seems that we've got the young lad from Liverpool who looks actually quite a good prospect, but it's like, I always look and see loads of other teams in for these players. I don't see it. I mean, we're talking about getting the lad from the Swiss league or something. I mean, what's that all about? Again, it's like these, what did Alan Sugar just talk about? The Carlos Kickaballs, didn't he? These sort of obscure players from South America or whatever. And it's like, so to me, it's just completely muddled. I don't see that the people, the players that are coming in are going to help us much. The manager talked about needing a seismic uplift in performances after Millwall. Is he really going to get them from these people that are coming in? Is he going to get that from the people that are already there? I don't know. I mean, I think he's lost his dressing room, but I'm not in the know on that. But it just seems to me that they're all sort of, the body language is crap, the team spirit's crap. Apart from that, it's fine. So you know what I mean. It's just absolutely appalling, Emma. Basically. So yeah, you asked about Tanto. Yeah, really sad. I hope Tanto blossoms again, and he's obviously gone back to fans that love him. I'm sure he'll be absolutely fine. First game, we'll probably knock a couple of goals in, and then Rob. I mean, he's obviously buzzing. He's got Scouser managing him, so that he's saying that doesn't need to sort of get a translator. So he'll be happy, and it's just he's gone back to the Northwest. His mum will be happy. She'll be over the moon. And it's all hungry dory, to use another David Bowie reference. So good luck to him. And I'm just really gutted. I think we shot ourselves in the foot. I think Jones has cut off his nose to spite his face. And obviously, I want the team to win. I want us to pull clear. I want us to, be safe with 4 or 5 games to go. But honestly, Emma, I can't see it. I think it's going to go down to the last day, and I can see whoever we're sort of competing with to stay up, do it as I said, do it Barnsley. It will be last minute, being to stoppage time. We'll be up and then we'll be down. So I hope it doesn't come to that. But the way it's looking, I can't see any alternative. To be fair, I've got to say my glass was looking half full. Now it's very much half empty. But there you go.
Yeah,
Went over.
I've just got. I've just had a text from Chris Reader. I think he's watching anyway, and I've got to read this out. So if Nathan's been sleeping at the training ground, it ain't fucking worked. was his text message. So yeah, I think he's probably right there. Stephen said, I'll come to you on a bit of a positive. I'm sad to see him go, but I think someone who all Charlton fans probably have a place in their heart for, and, the last remaining member of our 18-19 promotion squad, Ashley Maynard-Brewer. So, obviously, he's moved to Dundee United permanently. What do you obviously think of the move, and is it the right thing for him at this time?
Yeah, great kid. I think he endeared himself to the fans. It was almost one of those, he's one of our own scenarios, wasn't it? It was always wonderful with Sydney, called her by her first name, which was brilliant for a player to do that. I think he was probably a bit unlucky when he got that smack in the head and he had to wear the mask for a few months, whatever it was. I think he was kind of coming into his own then, and obviously that sort of set him back a little bit. He's had some dips in form. He's played some great games for us, but he's been one of those guys that's been part of the furniture for the last few years. Great guy, Ash. But as I say, a kid of that age, he needs to play. He's not going to get a game with us at the moment, is he? It'll be a nice experience to go up to Scotland. He'll play against the big sides, Rangers and Celtic up there. Hopefully, he can make himself the number one there and go on and have a really, really great career. But thanks, Ash. Yeah, I think you've left a lot of Charlton fans with some nice memories, and I really genuinely do hope that he goes on and smashes it up there.
Yeah, and Sid, are you going to miss him?
Yeah, to be honest, because as Dad just said, he called me by my first name, which is always nice. And I don't know, he's just such a nice guy. And obviously, he's been there since he was a kid. So it's kind of sad to see one of your players that have kind of been there from the start leave. But then again, he's got to get game time and he's not getting it right now. The only thing I don't understand about it is, I get he's got to get game time, but then why would you get another goalkeeper in? I mean, where's Mannion gone? You don't, in some circumstances, you don't need 3 goalkeepers, but, it's better for him to go and get game time.
Yeah, and Kieron, as our guest fan, I'm going to ask you about the incomings. So, obviously, we've signed Jaden, is it February? I can't talk. February. Obviously, it looks like Connor Cody is going to come in, and this goalkeeper from Gateshead, who are probably one of the worst teams in the National League. So, what's your thoughts?
I honestly think there's been a divide in the club since just before Christmas, at least from what I can see. And I think Nathan's gotten rid of a lot of people. I think there was obviously some falling outs, clearly. And I've watched that happen over the past few months. And so maybe he's bringing in players that he knows or that he's spoken to and that he likes. Maybe he sees something in these players aside from statistics and from what is apparent on paper. But generally, I don't see what we're trying to build. I don't see how he wants to play. The players he's brought in, they don't exactly all have the same play style. They don't all operate in the same way or at even similar clubs. So it's like when we had our summer window, we brought in a bunch of Luton players and that we sort of put together this squad of people that Nathan knew and that meshed together and through the management. And we thought that would work and it worked for a while and it gelled. And then there's obviously just been a complete meltdown. And now we're bringing in a bunch of signings that don't seem too promising. Honestly, we're loaning out players that I think are brilliant and that from what I've seen get on well with the other players, but don't get on with Nathan, and so he's gotten rid of them.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I see Kane commented on Tanto's post and, a lot of people wishing Ash the best, but I think aside from obviously the transfers, it has been a crazy, crazy day, but obviously, the fans probably don't know with you, Kieron. Obviously, we've spoke kind of on Messenger, but You obviously sit right behind Nathan Jones, so I know you're happy to talk about this on here as we've discussed, but if you can maybe tell us some of the things that sort of go on in that dugout, I think maybe it'll give the fans a bit of clarity as to maybe why he has fallen out with some of the players.
Yeah, well, from what I can gain, there's a few people that sit there, and I'm literally the first seat to the right of the dugout. I'm virtually on it. I talk to a couple of the players regularly each week. Luke Berry being my favourite. We always sit. We always sit and have a chat every game. He comes up and talks to me before and after. Sonny Carey even. We have a little chit chat every so often, and so it's nice. I have a bit of insight into everything going on. At the semi-final, I was helped over the railing by the coaches for the pitch invasion. I'm quite close to it all, and so I think there's a very obvious divide, and people are very vocal as they come on and off. And then Nathan gets up, gets loud, and everyone on the bench just sinks into their chair and just looks embarrassed. That the dugout seems to be almost awkward around him. Everyone comes out talking, everyone comes out in their groups. You have like Carrie Anderson, TC, Ibrahim Fuller, they always come out together. And you have the players obviously sit together and have their influence. Luke Berry, he sits all the way onto the right. So he's like basically next to me. And he's always talking to the technical area and to the staff there. And there's obviously a closeness amongst the group, aside from Nathan. Nathan talks to maybe Curtis Fleming. He might say a couple of words to the others, but it's always a few F's and C's and then maybe one nice word, maybe a please and thank you every 30 words. There's a lot of animosity around Nathan, and he seems to just alienate himself as soon as the game starts. He acts like an absolute lunatic. He's a nut job on the touchline, and everyone just slumps when they're around him. Everyone just seems defeated and just goes. Nathan's just screaming and shouting again. He's talking about violence. He's effing and seeing at the technical staff. He's maybe talking to like TC once a game, and that's the only person he really talks to. He doesn't communicate anything directly to the players. I just don't think the spirit's there, from what I can see at least. But if anyone has any questions, I feel I can see what's going on each week for the most part.
I'll get these guys to probably ask you some questions. Tyler, I'm sure you've probably got a question, maybe around Nathan Jones or around maybe where Kieron sits, anything there?
Yeah, I mean, you saying there that the whole disconnect kind of seemed, that doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me because I think I see it last season because, I mean, last season in pre-season when we played Pompey, I think it was, I remember I sat directly behind him and it basically was exactly the same thing. He acts like an absolute lunatic, but I initially loved it because I thought, he showed the passion. But
it's funny.
It doesn't surprise. It doesn't surprise me that you say that, because I think eventually players get sick and tired of it, and I've seen it a couple of times when I've sat in the stands when we watched cup games. I remember Nathan Asimwe got it quite bad last year, where Jones was constantly having a go at him, and I'm just like, they must hate playing for him. And the fact that it's come to this now, what you're saying, and I do believe it. It kind of does make you wonder, where do we go from here? I mean, I personally don't think Jones will be sacked. I don't think it's realistic. No. He's got a deal till 2030. Club won't sack him. Nor do I really want or hope he gets sacked. I'm still Jones in personally because I do kind of want it. I want it to work for him, to be honest. And
I agree with you on that entirely.
I don't think sacking him solves the problem either, to be honest. If I'm being totally honest with you, but where do we go from here if this is how it is right now? Because there seems to be that disconnect.
I don't know. You have Danny Hilton there as well with him. I don't know what his official title is, but he's just sort of part of the furniture in the dugout in the technical area now. He's been with us a few years, and he sits there next to him, and he's a bit of a lunatic. But with Danny, it's passion. It's actual passion. And with Curtis Fleming, it's passion. Whenever any of them get up or get angry, it's passion. When the dugout rush the fourth because they've made a bad decision, it's passion. When Nathan's screaming and hitting the floor, you just think, oh, okay, why? You know, I might sink into my chair if I'm upset about a decision. I might sink back, put my hood up or whatever. I don't scream and shout and hit the floor and swear at the players and the fans as well. That's what really gets me. Is he'll have a go at the technical stuff for the way the fans are. If we're quiet for a period of time, we'll go, and this lot don't help, and point up around the stands and make remarks as to how quiet we are, or to that we're being negative. There doesn't seem to be the respect to anyone else other than him down there. And I don't know if it's a lack of communicative skills. I don't know if it's anxiety or something, but he just doesn't show the basic respect that if I was playing for him, or if I was a coach or a medical personnel, I would expect from a manager.
Kieron, can I ask about the general sort of ideology of the fans that are around you? Now, we sat straight behind the dugout at the Virtue Trophy game against Leyton Orient last year, and he took some stick from about 3 or 4 guys directly and did not like it one bit. So has there been any discontent around you? Has anyone raised their voice? Has anyone directly had a pop at him? What's the situation?
So, like, going back to the semi-final, there were a couple of blokes, maybe 2 seats down from me, that were giving him stick. They were gone within the first 20 minutes of the game, just ejected from the stadium. I'm always very positive. Nathan this, Nathan that. Like, I don't really shout. I'll chant, I'll be loud. Luke Berry and a couple of the players actually tell me to be loud and to get the West Stand louder. And it has gradually gotten louder. There's a bit more atmosphere. But Nathan just gets people removed. The head of security now sits next to him. And so he just goes, get them the fuck out. Get them out. And I got in trouble once for asking Sonny Carey for a shirt. I got threatened with removal for asking for a shirt. True story. Head of security threatens me with removal from the stadium for asking for a shirt. And Luke Berry had to... No, it wasn't Luke. It was Sonny Carey. He had to go, no, you can't. Like, it's not allowed, obviously. Well, that's what they said. But there's just like Nathan just goes, oh, get the fuck out. Or last game at home, not Derby, it was the game before that. Who did we play? Was it Sheffield? Yeah.
Sheffield United, yeah.
There was maybe 19, 20-year-old bloke. He'd gotten up and walked down the stairs just to the left of the dugout to go and shout at Nathan. And Nathan's actually turned around to him and gone, get the fuck back in your seat. Now, obviously being rude towards him is going to get rudeness back. But from what I could hear from the fan, there wasn't actually that much rudeness. It was just like, Nathan, what are you playing at? What are you trying to do here? Like, there's some discontent, but it's very minimal because you just get removed for absolutely anything now. Since he's been in, it's just, oh, get the fuck out. And I don't think that's the way it should be. He doesn't face it anymore. He faced it at the semi-final. He actually came out and spoke to some of us just after half-time about what was going on and what he thought of the game. And they show technical replays down in that area, and he let us look in and sort of involved. There were a couple of younger people right next to me as well. And he was like, let them listen. You know, he was trying to connect with the fans, but ever since maybe November, October time, he's just been so shut off and so aggressive towards everyone.
Yeah, that's some crazy stuff, to be fair. Like you said there, even just asking for a shirt, it's like you don't throw someone out the stadium for that. It's Charlton Price said he might get a ticket in the West End just so we can call him a cunt. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Excuse my language. Sid juice to me, it's fine.
It's fine. They actually...
Sorry, go on.
They actually don't sell my row as season ticket seats normally. So row C in the West End is the front row because A and B are disabled and technical spaces. So row C in the West Stand, probably seat 115 to 125 is the sweet spot. They don't sell it as season tickets. I got it because my seat in North End Upper was just taken off the wall. at the end of last season and just wasn't replaced. They had to move me down there. But yeah, you can always get a seat down there. So if you want to come and give him words, I'd really appreciate it because I don't want to lose my seat. So I can't say anything. But what a twat sometimes. Like last game, he actually just sat and slated the fans for a good 15 minutes. And I was just like, okay, Nathan, that's rude. You know. So I would appreciate it if you came and gave him words.
Yeah, I mean, I heard last season from someone that was sat over there that he was shouting abuse at Reg, calling him a fucking idiot and calling him useless and things like this, that, and the other. So I've actually had some messages tonight as well to say that Rob Acton's family has been liking tweets, slagging off Nathan Jones. So I think that says everything you need to know about what's gone on there. So, Paul, have you got anything you want to ask Kieron?
I was just going to say, actually, one of those tweets is probably mine. But anyway, but no, I mean, Kieron has incredible insights, I've got to say. And you've sort of answered my question because I was going to say, well, how lucky that you were in that row already. But clearly, it was literally your first year in that row. I mean, what an absolute, literally sort of ringside seat to the madness. Because, you know, that, you know, I mean, we reckon, we all see him, we all reckon he's pretty hypersensitive, but clearly what you've said is quite clearly he is. It can't be nice getting an earful from fans who are sitting, you know, a few rows back. But, you know, if you can't take criticism, you know, you've got 20,000 fans in the stadium and you've got one or two giving you jip. I mean, you know, what's the big deal? But the fact that, you know, obviously Sonny is having to, you know, say to the security guy, no, don't throw it out or whatever. It's just nuts to me. And it just shows that you've got a player that's basically almost sort of countermanding his instructions and saying, no, you know, this fan is, you know, I'm going to deal with it. You know, maybe this fan are going to interact, Nathan or Miss Security goon, whatever you say. So it really concerns me what you said is particularly where, you know, so for us, I suppose the first year or so, it was quite novel, wasn't it? He's jumping up and down. Other fans hate him, you know, he's ours, and it's great that they all hate him. But now it's starting to grate, I think, certainly on me. Yeah, I mean, certainly on me, the fact that now actually it's getting embarrassing. And it is, you know, getting, I mean, if you've got your own staff, his own staff are sort of cowering or going back to the dugout and thinking, oh, God, he's at it again. I mean, his credibility must be shot, which is why, you know, we said on this podcast the last couple of times, surely he must have lost the dressing room. You know, there are telltale signs that players aren't playing for him, and you can understand now what you've explained very, you know, articulately. You know, that puts some of the pieces of the puzzle together because clearly, you know, if they were all singing from the same hymn sheet, to coin a cliche, then, you know, they all be like probably laughing and joking with him and sort of backing him up. But clearly that's not the case. And it's just, it just worries me really what you've explained, because that's, you know, it's a complete lack of respect on his particular part towards his own staff, I think, and that's just sort of worrying to me. That as I say, some of this stuff about, you know, team spirit, you know, dwindling away is real, and as I say, he's not helping himself, not just by his tactical decisions or non-decisions, but you know it's the way he's treating players. You know, Rob Acton's a young lad who basically was put in Siberia after 5 or 6 games. Yeah, okay, he had a strop, so what? But it does, as Tyler said, it does seem, and I think Steve said as well, you know, it does seem as if you're not with him, you're against him, which is nuts, which is ludicrous. You know, we should all be able to, you know, it should be a democracy. We should all be able to say, you know, our piece, and then we move on. We shake hands and move on. But, you know, it's just not.
Definitely. I think I've maybe twice expressed my opinion on the game. And I actually, and this is a direct quote, the head of security came up to me during halftime, maybe 6 games into the season, went, can you keep quiet about your opinions? People on the bench are starting to not like it. And now I speak to a couple of the medical staff and they're fine with me. We celebrated the win at the semi-final. And I know that's come directly from Nathan. Yeah, he's the only one to get annoyed by me going, oh, come on, Miles, hold the ball. You know, that's all it is. It's not abuse or anything. I'm not one to be a
natural fan reaction, basically.
Exactly.
Natural fan reaction. Yeah.
I'm not one to be a hooligan towards the manager or to be directly rude to any player or anything, but as players are getting subbed off, I'll give them a handshake, or as players are going on, I'll celebrate like that they're good players and that I'm looking forward to seeing them play. But when you're getting in trouble for that behaviour, for supporting your team, it's just because you've got a manager that I thought at first it was to do with the press. I thought it was sort of a Jose Mourinho, I'm the special one. Yeah. I'm going to keep the press off of my players. I'm going to put it on me.
Yeah, I'm going to take it all. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm going to make a bit of a fool of myself. I'm going to take the heat. I'm going to take the news that makes other teams interested and makes players think they're worth more. Let's just take it all on me. I thought that's what it was. At the semi-final when he was on the ground crying, I could have been on the ground crying as well. You know, I hopped the barrier. I gave him a tap on the back. I thought it was just part of the routine for the media. But as it goes on, as he's getting angry whilst we're winning or whilst players are doing well, I just think he's a generally angry person, especially down on the touchline. And that's not nice as a fan or a player.
Yeah, and I think... Oh, sorry, Paul. I've just got to read this comment out from James. Emma versus Jones might be pay-per-view.
I've got ringside.
Yeah, he couldn't handle me, James. I got the Welsh gremlin on his arse. He hates me anyway. There's something a bit personal between me and Nathan, but I can't really go into that. But he does know about the podcast, and I think he has his little spies watching it. So, but at the end of the day, I don't care. I've been a fan longer than he's been around at Charlton, so I don't really care. But you said something quite interesting, Kieron, about Greg Doherty, how you've seen him move away from Jones on the bench.
Yeah, so, right, the lineup on the dugout, I can't see. I'm on the wrong side to see that. I'm behind them. But from what I think the order is, Luke Berry has always been on the far right, for lack of a better explanation. He's been sat on the right side, right next to the technical area. And Greg Doherty used to be pretty close to him because I think they're good enough mates, those two. I'd see them walk out together sometimes, especially after warming up, and they'd come out onto when Greg was playing, obviously not as a sub. But as he would get subbed off, he'd come down. There's like two sets of stairs on either side. He'd come down on the right. Now he walks all the way around to the left and sits as far away as possible. When you see them all stand up when we're doing minutes applause or whatever, they have their order. And it's roughly defenders to attackers. But Greg has slowly gone from being the furthest or the closest to Nathan. He's gone from being as close to Nathan, side of the midfielders, to as far away as possible. And that's, from what I can garner, nothing to do with when they get subbed on or off or assigned seating. There's no stickers on the seats. There's no assigned seats. They can sit where they want. Greg's just slowly drifted away. And obviously, they've had a falling out. He's our skipper. He leads the men. Lloyd Jones is great as well. I've said since halfway through last season that Lloyd Jones could well be our skipper. I think he's more commanding and has more presence than Greg. But Greg has just drifted away. I might be wrong about that. But there's clear, like, Robbie Acton just is as far away from Nathan as possible. And Greg seems to be getting as far away from Nathan as possible. And Tanto, I just haven't seen him in weeks. Like, he's just got no presence on the touchline. And Luke Berry, he'll talk to the technical area and then he'll get up and go down the touchline to go warm up and talk to the other players. So they're clearly just, it's almost like school. They seem to just be chatting shit amongst themselves, you know?
It's honestly crazy, but I hope, like, you guys that are watching have really enjoyed, you know, listening to Kieron's perspective there from sitting behind Jones, and maybe the way that he speaks to the players isn't acceptable. And, you know, and I've heard things in the past about, you know, players have been treated, Alex Mitchell, Terry Taylor. It seems like if you don't get on with Nathan, then you don't play, basically. And it's as simple as that. And it does seem like a dictatorship almost at the helm of our football club. So it's very concerning. So I think if, like, we'll move on from that. I'm waiting for them to announce, like, we've signed that that Kenyan marathon runner, because I've never seen a Kenyan that can play football before. So yeah, I'm kind of waiting for that. We'll move on to Leicester, a game I'm not really looking forward to if I'm being completely honest. And Tyler's going, so
Yeah.
I'm now not looking forward to it even more,
dear.
because if you know Tyler's away record, it is absolutely stonking.
I'm unbeaten this season. I'm unbeaten this
Yeah,
year.
but we haven't won, Tyler. We still haven't won.
That's true. That's true.
So, Chris has said, just had word, Kieron has been given a life ban. Nathan has had a meltdown.
Yeah, no, I think they'll be gunning for me. Guys, I will keep you updated on if I get banned from Charlton or not. I don't think I've been
I don't see why you would.
rude at all. I've not been rude. I've
So now you're
sworn
off to the
twice.
gulag with you, Kieran.
Yeah. Kieron, it's freedom of speech, mate.
Yeah,
Exactly.
no, I keep
Exactly.
a
It's
swear
absolutely
jar.
freedom of speech. So,
I keep a little swear counter on my phone as to how many times between Nathan and Danny Hilton, how many times they swear. So then whenever I get in trouble for swearing at the game, I just show it to the security guard and I go, talk to them, not my problem.
yeah, I think we
Just
should
so
all.
rude.
I think we should all have a bet on how many swears Nathan Jones does before the end of the season, and like Kieran
Should
can
I
note
count
it
them
all
up?
down. Yeah, you
Okay,
should count them
starting
up.
today, I will count how many times. Are we counting Danny Hilton as well? Because he's just as mental.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
between
think
Danny
you
Hilton
lose count after the first 5 minutes.
and Nathan Jones, I'll try my best to count how many times they swear going forward, and I'll give Emma a message every game, letting her know how many times they swore. Yeah, and then this could be
we'll do a
segment.
thing at the end of the season, and people can guess how many, and we'll
Yeah.
do like prize. We'll get you on the end of the season show.
How many swears?
And Matt has just posted on there Team Kieran, so don't worry. Yeah, and Mark has said Kim Jones Un.
Kim Jong-un. Yeah. Kim Jong-un, I bet.
Oh, she shang, we shang shang. All rise for Nathan Jones.
This pod has just gone ridiculous. Anyway, we're going to move on to Leicester. As I've said, yeah, I'm going. Tyler's going. Stephen Sid, are you going?
Yep.
Paul?
Yep.
Kieran?
I can't make it.
Oh,
sorry.
you've let us down.
Yeah.
Dear.
I was meant to be going.
Oh.
It's like I was meant to go to Portsmouth, and then I went to Australia, so I missed it.
Yeah, to be honest,
Poor
mate, you made
excuse.
the right decision going to Australia.
Well,
I think
Yeah.
maybe that's what we should all do. Just bugger off to Australia. It would be better.
Luke
So-
Berry told me he would win whilst I was away, and there was not a single win whilst I was away. I was very disappointed in it.
That's why you don't trust Luke Berry. See?
No, I love Luke
Right.
Berry. If you've ever
Oh.
seen him smile in the flesh and shake your hand, then come back to me, because he is the
Hey.
sweetest guy ever.
Kieran, he doesn't smile when he sees me, mate. I think
He smiles when he
watches the
sees
pod.
me. He seeks me out.
There's a
He
reason for
seeks
that.
me out.
Yeah. Our mate Chris Reader is his son Jack Berry has been a mascot with Luke 3 times.
I love
And,
Luke. He's my
Yeah, and
favourite.
he literally is like Luke Berry's son. So we
Yeah.
call him Jack Berry. He absolutely loves him. But yeah, Chris, yeah, he hates
Berry,
me
Luke
taking him
Berry
off. So,
goes
yeah.
by the name of Luke Berry.
No,
Hey.
I'm not having it. Oh, hang on, where's remove? Anyway,
Emma, he's the nicest guy you'll ever meet. Genuinely.
No,
lovely.
actually, sorry, George Dobson is the nicest guy.
oh,
Oh.
Them's fighting words. Them's fighting words. We need to start a vote for the chat. Luke
Sauce for
Berry or
milk.
He's
George
the nicest
Dobson.
guy.
Luke Berry or George Dobson? Who? All in favour of Luke Berry?
Neither. Anyway,
Just
move on.
Even I'm saying
All in
Dobson.
favour of George Dobson.
Even I'm saying Dobson.
Please,
Hands up.
outvoted. Anyway, Stephen Seed, I'll come to you first. I mean, Leicester away, it's going to be a tough game, right? What are your thoughts ahead of the game?
Everything's looking to a negativity, isn't it? New manager bounce. They have to get a result after the pathetic loss against Oxford at home last week. Obviously, the players are going to have something to prove. Whoever's in charge will potentially want want a result for the new manager coming in, and the players will want to show what they're all about. In regards to us, what we can do, we need to stay in the game. It's one of those, isn't it? We certainly had the best of the game at home against them, but we got done by a bit of individual brilliance, which you had to hold your hands up at the end of the day. But we're talking about a team that have come down from the Championship. Yeah, they're not in the best form, but they've got some dangerous players. And if we play like we did on Saturday, we're in trouble again. It's as simple as that. But if he'll use any of the new players that he's brought in, is anyone's guess what lineup we'll go, what tactics we'll go with. I genuinely don't know. Yeah, I think it's one of those games. If we can get a draw, get a point, I think it'll be a point well taken.
Yeah, and Sid, what would your expectations be? What are you hoping to see from the team on Saturday?
I just want to see more passion and fight from them, because on Saturday I saw nothing like that. The boys didn't show any fight that they wanted to win the game, and to be honest, small ball players wanted it more than our players. So yeah, I'd want to see a bit more, togetherness with the team and a bit more fight, because otherwise, you kind of just think, well, if you've not got players that actually want to work together and do well, what's the point in actually having a squad? Like, you have to have players that can work together and want to actually win games.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tyler, you were obviously very critical. I obviously didn't do the pod on Sunday, but I rewatched it back, and your rant was elite, I must say. But obviously, there was no cohesion, no teamwork, no fighting for the badge on Saturday. And let's not sugarcoat it. We were absolutely wank. And that's putting it politely. So what would your expectations be ahead of this Saturday? And what do you want to see from the team?
Football. I want to see them play football and not be a bunch of cowards about it, because that was cowardice against Millwall, and I'll continue to say it now. And we just we're just anti-football right now. There's just no game plan, no idea, no effort right now, and there just seems to be no identity with the way that we play. And as Steve has said, we're playing against Leicester ain't playing well, but they've got some very dangerous players, as Fatawu proved earlier in the season. Steffi Mavroidis is a very good player as well. They've got some quality in that side, and with a new manager bounce, they're going to want to prove something. But then again, so are we. So it's just what Sid said, just effort, just desire, some passion. Let's actually fight for the ball. Let's not bottle out of individual tackles. Let's play for each other, but above all else, let's play football, play it across the floor, move for each other. Don't just resort to long ball, actually move and show for each other. But I just feel like this whole game, to be honest, is just going to be who's going to outshit the shit. I think is how I describe it.
I've just seen Kez has just put in a chat. It will be an interesting coach ride on Saturday. Kez will be on my coach, so it will be very interesting. Don't worry, Kez, I will keep you entertained, except after when we're probably battered about 3-0 and you just hear me swearing on the coach non-stop. Paul, I'll come back to you. So obviously, what are you wanting to see, really?
Well, I was thinking this is an ideal game for Rob Acton to start. Oh yeah, whatever. No, I mean they're not in a good place. They're a very unhappy camp, but they've obviously installed Andy King, one of their Premier League winners, as interim coach. So that's bound to put a bit of good vibes around the KP. But yeah, I mean again, they're very unhappy with. They've got a lot of highly paid players on sort of Harry Winks allegedly on 90k a week, for example, and but as Tyler said, it almost be which one of the shit teams will outshit the other team. So I mean, I think that we just need to. Again, I just think Jones needs to think outside the box. He's just been so muddled. I mean, we were in the game that first half. I know we were 1-0 down. We rode our luck. TC was doing bits. I know you might disagree, but then he puts him at left wing back at half time, and I'm like, well, that's gone to shit, hasn't it? And sure enough, it did. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, yeah, they lack fire. I think they lack confidence, basically. Certainly that second half, and it all went. I mean, once the second goal went in, that was it, basically, wasn't it? But I think Brownie said on the commentary, I actually masochistically watched the whole game I'll catch up this afternoon and obviously listen to sort of some of Brownie's comments, which are always really cogent. And he was saying that second half it was men against boys, and it really was. And it's just, again, we always say the cliche about doing the basics right, but we weren't. We're playing a team which is dangerous, as others have said, but they're not in a great moment at the moment at this point in time. So if we're going to go up there and get a result, this is probably the ideal time to do it. That they are not happy. My Leicester mate is very, very unhappy indeed. They're unhappy with the owner. The clubs, they're probably going to get the sort of 10-point deduction before the end of the season, which probably won't help us out actually, because I think they're so far ahead of us. But yeah, so as I say, this is the ideal opportunity, but we need to just go for it. Jones, I've described as a sort of pound down Southgate. He just goes into his shell. This is the irony to me. I mean, Kieran's explained that on the touchline, the guy goes completely nuts. But yeah, his team's playing a completely different way, and the way he sort of sends his team out is completely a sort of juxtaposition to that. It's contradiction in terms, basically. They go into their shell, and it's not their fault. It's the way he sets them up. So he just needs to. I just don't know. He needs to sort of go against type, basically. He needs to sort of try and release the shackles. But I mean, sending Rob Acton up to Bolton. I mean, what else has he got? He can obviously get Harry Clark good on the right. He can probably send Harry up and down the line, but it's just, and to be fair, Harry's done pretty well since he's come in. I like the look of Chambers on the left-hand side. He needs to play 90 minutes. So I just don't know really. It's so difficult because we've come in from such a low base on Saturday. As I say, we just need to throw caution to the winds, just sort of go for it basically. Release the shackles, but I just don't see a Jones side doing that. It's just not in his DNA at the moment, I'm afraid. So but that's what I want. What we're going to get, maybe a completely different thing, but we've got an ideal opportunity, so we need to take it.
Yeah, and Kieran, I'll come to you finally. Like, what do you think the lineup's going to look like for Saturday?
That's the £1 million question. Honestly, I don't know. I haven't known all season what he's trying to do. He'll point out the weaknesses. It's always left wing back. It's always left wing back or right wing back. It's always the fullbacks. He'll point out the weakness, and then he doesn't start Rob Acton. And now Rob Acton's gone. Leicester would have been a perfect kid for him, as was referenced earlier. I think it will be his favourites again. I think Lyndon Dykes will get a start. I think potentially Miles as well, because Miles always starts. I don't know what's going on between those two. I bet Tracy would not be happy with it if she was still back. Whatever's happening. Miles and Lyndon Dykes, TC will start. And then I just don't know for the rest of the squad. He'll obviously have Lloyd Jones. It'll be TK in goal because he's the best actor outside of Hollywood right now. Get him an Oscar, please. And then the rest of the lineup is just missed in my head. I can't suggest anything. I don't know what he wants to go with, what setup he wants, how he wants to play. Does he want to play 4-4-2 and just hoof it up the pitch? Does he want to play along the floor? I don't know. I don't know what he wants.
I think it's very Route 1 football. We need to stop doing this stupid trying to play it out from the back nonsense, because Kaminsky will pass it to Jones, and then Jones will pass it back to Kaminsky, and then Kaminsky just launches it up the pitch. It bounces off Dykes' head, and then the opposition just get it back again.
Yeah.
It's the most shit football I've ever seen in my life. And I watched us play some shit over the years, like, honestly. We'll go for score predictions next. So, look, I'm not hopeful. I'm going for 2-0 Leicester. So, Tyler?
I'll go for some optimistic chaos. Desmond 2-2. Let's have a bit of chaos. I think that'd be nice to see. Goal scorers Miles Leaburn, and if he signs Connor Cody, why not? Chaos.
Paul?
Oh, that Kamuski guy might be better, actually. To be fair, put him in goal. No, I'm going to go for 1-1. They're two abysmal teams. Hopefully, Fatawa won't pop up and score a worldie. He's bound to, actually, but I'm going to go for 1-0.
Sid?
I mean, I always just go for a win, you know. So I was thinking 2-1, and then this is if we have a great day, and go for a Lloyd Jones header because I've said that and he hasn't done it yet, and we'll go for, if he comes on, a Charlie Kelman goal, and as Paul said, probably a Fatu goal for them.
Steve?
Yeah, Paul stole my thunder there. I'm going to go 1-1, and I'm going to try and be optimistic in regards to what I expect on the back of that. If we can just fluke a 1-1, that'll do me, I'm afraid. Yeah, I'd quite like to see Sonny score. I think he'll probably be our biggest goal for it again on Saturday. Yeah, but yeah, a point I'll take now.
And Kieron?
Sid was in my head there. I'm going to have to say always the optimist 2-1. I think we could play well. We have the players to play well. We have the individual talent. We have a team that could play well. Has Nathan got the dressing room? Will we listen to him? Will we line up? I don't know. I think Lyndon Dykes could score quite easily. Just a bit of chaos. I think we're playing chaotic hoofball at the moment. Lloyd Jones header from a free kick and a Lyndon Dykes fluke goal. And then for them, I couldn't care less about Leicester, really.
I think I could just see Fatawu having a stormer and scoring an absolute worldie like Sorbert. Is it Fatawu? Is it Fatawu?
Fatawu.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, look, I'm from southeast London. It's
spelled Fatawu, so I'll give him a defence there.
Yeah, it's Fatawu, all right. We'll go through some in the chat. So Jack, Mark has said 3-0 Leicester. Charles has said 3-0 Leicester. Matt has said 3-0 Leicester. This is going well. James has gone 4-0 Leicester. Links has gone 10-0 Charlton.
10-0.
I'm sure not if Links is drunk.
Cricket score.
Zara has gone for 3-1 Leicester. Same shit another day. And
it's all reverse psychology, Emma. Reverse psychology. We're going to win.
Tommy said, "How can we now believe after what we have heard tonight about Nathan Jones?" Oh dear. Kieron has put the cat amongst the pigeons. We love it.
Oh yes.
We love it.
Security.
Trouble on the Chronicles.
I'm sure I'm getting thrown out next game. They're off my head. The snipers, they're on me already.
Is that your door I can hear, Kieron?
Yeah, you're going to scrubs, mate. You got a Belmarsh next week.
Don't worry, Kieron. We've all got your back if he starts. Don't worry.
Oh,
100 yards behind you.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to walk quite a way round from North Lower A, but I'll
help.
Just scream across.
They're coming for me.
But listen, Kieron, amazing to have you on. Thanks for the insight, and you've done nothing wrong. It's freedom of speech. You can say what you want. So if they don't like it, tough shit. So thanks for everyone for watching. Thanks to my amazing team as always, to Stephen, Sid, to Paul, and to Tyler. We will see you guys at Leicester. We shall have a commiseration beer in the concourse. So. We will see you up there. And Kieron, once again, thanks for coming on. Amazing guest. And we hope to see you back at the Valley soon, not getting banned. So
yeah, hopefully. We'll see you soon.
Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe and keep watching. We appreciate the support and we will see you all soon. Thanks a lot.
Cheerio. Bye-bye.
Thanks all.
Cheerio.